Good morning, year 3, and welcome to Friday. Yes, we made it to the end of the week. Well done for all your fantastic writing efforts this week. I've been most impressed to see what you've produced. So we've got a slightly different day for you today. It's just some focus work on prepositions again. Now, you know about prepositions a little bit, but I've got more to teach you about prepositions today. Learning about prepositions are really going to help us with our writing that we're doing, our story writing to entertain our dragon enthusiasts. Remember, we're linking it to our Dragon Snatcher story, and we really are moving through the story now. We've got pretty much past the build-up and we're almost ready to go into the climax of the story. So today we are learning what prepositions are, and we're going to be using them in sentences. And this is because we need to develop our sentence structure so it creates a clear picture in the reader's mind. And we're going to be able to say what a preposition is. And this time we're going to be using prepositions of time in sentence writing. So can you remember what a preposition is from last week and earlier this week? Well, it answers the questions when, that's the time, where, that's the place, that's the ones you're most familiar with, and how, which is the cause. So here's an example. I will play out after dinner, that answers when. The cat was under the bed, that answers place. He tripped over because of the fallen branch, that answers cause. So the first part of your task is to do some sorting. Sort the prepositions into the correct columns. Look on the sheet, you'll see a whole list of prepositions, and then there's a table for you to sort them into. This is the kind of thing you're going to need to do. So I take the preposition beside and I decide, is beside telling me the place it's in, the time it's in, or the cause? Well, beside is answering where, so that would go in place. Due to, is that saying where something is, when something is, or the cause? Due to is cause. And finally, at the weekend, is that where it is, when it is, or the cause of something? Yes, of course it is. That's under the time one, answering when. So that's the first part of today's lesson. Fill all those in. Be careful, put them in the right places. Then the next part for you is to have a go at doing these sentence prepositions of time. I've given you a sentence with the preposition underlined and in red. George took off with his dragon at midnight. At midnight is the preposition of time. I'd like you to put a different time preposition after that. George took off with his dragon, and you can say when. Now, don't worry, you will just have to basically make something up. We don't have that information from the text. I'm not expecting you to go back to the story and try and find one. You just have to put in a reasonable preposition which might sound right in a story. If you need some ideas, look at the top of the sheet for the prepositions that you've just sorted. You could use some of those. Your extension, once you've finished that, could you write using on, at, in, after, before, during, until, or use some of your own ideas for time prepositions or the time prepositions from the top of the page. And I'd like you to form your own sentences from scratch about George, the wizard, or the dragon. Please underline your prepositions of time so I can see that you know which bit of the sentence is the time preposition. If you'd like that simplified, I have given you this sheet which gives the sentence starter. George took off with his dragon. And then I've given you a selection of time prepositions which you can either copy onto the line or you can cut them up and glue them on. So have fun with your time prepositions today and have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you all again for more George and the Dragon writing next week. Take care.